Here's Shawn Michaels and Triple H arriving for work. Hi guys, I'm sure after the severity of the lawsuit labelled at Vince McMahon just a few short days ago, you two will be looking as professional can be, and not just pretending everything's fine within your organisation. Everything about Triple H's little awkward promo just before the main show got her going was more awkward than every single one of us meeting someone new for the first time. But then he says, if you're gonna come and you want to rumble, you better be ready for the Royal Rumble. And I was thinking, well, yeah, Paul, if I am ready to come for the Royal Rumble and I am ready for the Royal Rumble, I'm hardly going to turn up at your show and expect a Brazilian rendition of Les Miserables, am I? Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Now I know that he is gone from WWE now, but he's done more than enough over the past 40 years that we can blame every other production mistake that's ever going to happen in the future on his arse and sleep well at night. But look at that Tron there. Thank you very much for spoiling Roxanne Perez's surprise appearance in the Women's Royal Rumble, not Kevin Dunn. Do 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 SmackDown packed 2 in a row where you came back. And one of the first things he said upon sitting down was, oh, there's a lot to talk about, and oh Pat, smack my arse and call me Pat as well, aren't you right there? And I should say at this moment, fair play to the journalists who did ask the questions about Vince McMahon at the post-show press conference, and 2 fingers up to Triple H for not only dodging those questions and focusing on the positives, what a load of old tosh, but also for claiming he's not even read the lawsuit. Well, they do say your nose grows when you tell a lie, and there's a reason Triple H's honker is that bloody big. But forget about that, we're all hyped, it's Women's Rumble time, let's go, let's see who's coming out first, and it's Natalya. Oh. But it's as if it was meant to be, because if you take the words I moan, as I just have there, about Natalya being number 1 in the Women's Royal Rumble, and turn them around, make them back to front, you get Naomi. I moan, reverse it, Naomi, meaning Naomi's shock appearance at number 2 in the Women's Royal Rumble was meant to be, which is a bit of a WTF moment, don't you think? But when those sirens started playing in the arena, I was thinking to myself, Titus O'Neil's going to be in the Women's Rumble, because it's clear that somebody just called the police. But no, it was Jordynne Grace with her thick mama pump intro to her theme who was entering the Women's Rumble match, and she doesn't even go here. What is she doing here? That's what we're all asking ourselves, but it's clear that one thing's been happening, hasn't it? Paul and Scott sitting in the tree. Fantasy booking wrestling. I am sad. Mago. Direct quote from Maggle Cole this time when he says we've never had 2 Royal Rumble winners, but we did go overtime one year with Batista and John Cena. Now the first half of that quote there, I was thinking to myself, Michael must be speaking about the Women's Royal Rumble match. We've never had 2 winners of that event at the same event, if that makes any sense. But then he said that second bit about John and about Dave. Therefore, I'm here to say, Michael Cole, 1994's here to say hello. Like when you've had a poo, you flush the chain, then somehow that one comes right back up and floats like something's never floated before. 94 wasn't a good time. But then our Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ, he gave a massive old phew when Kairi Sane came very close to stealing his gimmick. Because that right there, and I can't believe I'm going to say this, but we'll try it on for size anyway, is only the second most significant cross-hanging spot of all time. Mago. Maybe we'll try and eliminate Nia together, said Michael Cole, when Piper Niven was the one who was getting eliminated by 2 to 3 ladies at the same time. Now this wouldn't have been so bad if it didn't become clear literally 2 seconds after Michael Cole said that Michael Cole was sat there with his format, his script for the Rumble event last night, right in front of his glasses, because who came out as the next entrant a matter of seconds after he said that? that there? It was only Nia Jax, unless, of course, Michael Cole is a psychic, and he's the one I should have called when I did call a psychic to predict this year's Rumble. Mystic Michael. I'm begging her to be wearing the antlers. It's been weeks. Valhalla is wearing the antlers. That means she's gonna win the whole thing. Now, if you were sat there last night thinking, why the hell does Michael Cole care so much about Valerie Halla's antlers? I'm here to tell you, it all boils down to one random entrance on Raw where he struggled to say the word antlerless. And Wade Barrett laughed at him, and it's turned into this thing where you would be mistaken for thinking that Michael Cole has a massive antler fetish. But what made this entire thing even better was the fact that Valerie Halla only lasted 5 seconds in the match, and because of our truth, we didn't really see her elimination all that clearly. And by the way, we're not giving our truth a WTF moment for what he did in the Women's Rumble match, because we all know anything is possible when it comes to our truth. So the fact he thought he could enter the Women's Royal Rumble match, for him, that's completely normal. It is. It's so normal. So we have honourable WTF moments for Roxanne Perez, for Tiffy Stratz and for Liv Morgan entering the Royal Rumble in a rather surprising fashion. And maybe one for no AJ Lee showing up or no Sasha Banks making their WWE returns, as the rumours suggested those two ladies would in once again a rather surprising fashion. However, the pièce de résistance when it came to the shocking appearances in the Women's Rumble match for me, it was the one with the lady who took almost as long as Veer to come to the WWE, but now a storm is coming and it's spaffed all over the Women's Rumble of 2024. Jade Cargill, take a boo! Up Nia went and out Nia went, and up the Jade Cargill is what I say, because that was one hell of an in-ring debut for the WWE for her, where Jade Cargill, she proved that she can Jade Cargo. I want to die. Mago, 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 mago. So then we get the moment where Michael Cole claims the people need to stop complaining about Roman Reigns defending his title so little. He's got one thing to say to everybody in the world with a working brain, when Michael Cole said, beat him. That's his resolution. But to that I would say, Michael Cole, book him more, so he's not defending the title once every 17,000 months. But speaking of the big dog, sorry I had to do it for old time's sake, he was the youngest in that ooh-woo match by 3 whole years. But what's the referee doing here, everybody? Either Randy Orton has a sick backslide on LA Knight, yeah, or LA Knight it's just got an exhausted pinfall on Randy Orton. Either way, one of the men's shoulders is pinned to the mat, and bollocks to Corey Graves for saying because both men's shoulders were on the mat at the same time, we can't count a 3 count. We've seen it before, man. Professional wrestling as a concept and a form of entertainment has been around for over 7 years at this point. And now, after tens of matches in over 3 countries around the world, this is the moment a referee discovers the power of sight and awareness and the power of sight. I feel sick and disgusted, and that's exactly what those bastards wanted. And bollocks to Shawn Michaels. He can jiggle those hips and gyrate those arse cheeks until the cows come home, because there's a brand new Mr. WrestleMania, and that man is The Weeknd, because the end of his name is spelt a little bit weird. Because last night it was announced that he is once again doing the theme tune, writing the theme tune, singing the theme tune for WrestleMania, for the 5th WrestleMania in a row. Forget about Shawn Michaels. The next thing on our horizon when it comes to The Weeknd is The Undertaker's bloody streak. And then we've got to make the fact that Jimmy and Jey Uso were numbers 1 and 2 in the men's Rumble match, and these uncultured swines that claim to us that professional wrestling is scripted. There was a massive golden tombola and anything could have happened, and that's the thing that happened there. And that is the beauty of professional wrestling. Imagine thinking that was scripted, man. But now it's time for this to return.
Wankety wank, wankety wank, wankety wank. Wankety wank, wankety wank, wankety wank.
Welcome back to Wankety Wank, the show where you, a sexual wank pheasant, I used to call you that a few years ago, and now it's back because of reasons. Why the hell not? You tell me a WTF moment I have missed, and I give you all the credit because I'm a wholesome baby boy. And a big thank you goes to Blake Whitehouse, who X'd me the digital exclusive clip where Grayson Waller and Austin Theory plucked their numbers from the big golden tombola, and we clearly see that Grayson Grayson Waller gets a 6, but the match itself, he enters number 3. So as the Hurricane used to say, what's up with that? Yeah. Oh. Now Andrade being a shoot-shock entrant in the men's Rumble match is a WTF moment enough all by itself, but what makes it even more of a WTF moment is the fact they gave his theme the Repo Man's voice at the start of it. Simon Miller is getting a bit hot and sweaty under the collar, so he is. As we all know, back in the day that would go Repo, Repo, Repo Man. And now Andrade goes El Idolo. Jeremy Clarkson and the Repo Man voice were on the same apparently. I'm terrible at impersonations. But I do guess in the way that WWE retrieved their leased property from AEW that Andrade is kind of a Repo Man and the best in the world. So that last night was Kofi Kingston's 16th Royal Rumble appearance of all time, meaning he's only 2 behind Kane in the all-time appearance record in Royal Rumble matches, which means we're all closer to death than we'd all like to admit. Sorry for saying that, but it's true. And then we have the fact that while Kofi was in that match, we didn't even get an attempt at a Kofi Kingston Royal Rumble spot. We're asking the question, what else could he do? I can't give you an answer, but still, may those spots rest in peace. Bron Breakker's ever so slightly shocking appearance. It's a massive shame, though, that we didn't get big, baldy bastard Baron Corbin to appear alongside of him, so the Arseholes, their actual tag team name in NXT, watch the show if you don't believe me, so the Arseholes couldn't run wild across that Royal Rumble. The Arseholes are a brilliant tag team.
SmackDown Pat, SmackDown Pat.
What in the blue hell was that? You twat! Pat McAfee is basically a professional wrestler. Pat McAfee beat Austin Theory on the grandest stage of them all, points at the lovely big bell in the sky for this year's WrestleMania, and he also does Pat McAfee jump off of things that Shane McMahon might jump off of. They're really high. All of this knowledge in our brains, yet Pat McAfee enters the Royal Rumble, sees Omos and Bron Breakker and a couple more big boys, and he eliminates himself from the match as if he's Drew Carey or some virgin like Drew Carey. And the WTF moment here has to be, what a waste of a spot. I guess this is where Brock Lesnar was going to be in the match, him facing Braun, facing Omos, which makes all the sense in the world, but then that stuff came out about Brock, which is utterly grisly, so they had to scramble and find an appearance. But why pick Pat and then not have Pat wrestle like we know Pat could? I guess we are putting over Braun and Omos as big scary bastards, but use someone else than Pat. We know what Pat can do. This made no sense and was a waste of time. Mago. Item 27, said Michael Cole like he was working behind the counter at your local Argos. Look at the monitor, not the sheet, replied Corey Graves to Michael Cole after he said item 27. Now you'd think after his Nia Jax bollocks earlier in the night that Michael Cole would have learnt his lesson, never mind the fact he's been commentating for like 27 years at this point, something like that, but he went and did it again. The layout's there, the monitor's there, he's looking at the wrong bloody thing. Dun 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 dun. Oh, the spirit of Kevin Dunn was alive and well during this men's Rumble match, wasn't it? Imagine cutting away from it's clobbering time. The first time it's clobbering time has actually been said before a clobbering time in over 10 years in a WWE ring. Now, as we all know, Kevin has set the bar so low, mainly because he walks towards said bar, and because his teeth are that big, it chops said bar in half, and the bar ends up on the floor. But still, the new production team, just because Kevin put the bar there, doesn't mean you have to keep the bar there. Bring the bar up, because your teeth are normal. Yeah, and we have to reserve a WTF moment for there being no Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, because once again there was teases. No Hulk Hogan, because he kept saying in those adverts he had one more rumble in him. Then I guess Triple H said you can be in there, but you have to be in there with Gunther, and he said that doesn't work for me, brother. And then we have to make a WTF moment out of CM Punk hitting a pedigree on Cody Rhodes in a WWE ring, and then turning to the announce table and saying, "Hey, can you believe I'm doing that poo. And I was thinking, what? A low-altitude Pepsi plunge, old bean? I can't believe you're doing that. Haha. And we're going to end the video on a double Debbie Downer. First and foremost, WWE, you need new music, people, because 3/4 of those themes we heard last night, something that should get you out your seat for a Royal Rumble match, they were about as recognizable as this remote here. What does it even do? Nobody knows. So get new music, people, to produce better themes. And the second one, the crowd in the arena last night, you were quiet. So you're a WTF moment. It's the Royal Rumble, man. It's the start of WrestleMania season. It's one of the best events every single bloody year. It sometimes lets us down. Last night kind of let us down. There was no real big je ne sais quoi, was there? Some va-va-voom. But still, you were quiet all night long. What's wrong with you? I've been Ross. Bye.